Hey guys, this is going to be a quick video showcasing the new movement in RoboCtrlComps 1 and 2 for the BN6 any% speedrun. The goal of this new movement is to lower the amount of encounters that we get by utilizing some additional firewall triggers that we otherwise wouldn't. The goal of this is to lower the chance that we get a second encounter in RoboCtrl 1 to almost 0%, and lower the chance that we get an encounter in RoboCtrl 2 to about 50%. So, one important thing that you can do as well in order to help with this is to stand behind the cubes when a firewall is triggered. This will save you a few steps if you are able to get around the security cube at the end of the firewall animation, and it will save you a little bit of movement time as well. And so now I'll show you the movement through RoboCtrl 1. I'll first start off just like normal and go down and grab this prog and save him. We'll then move on just as normal towards the next prog. However, there's one small difference. This is about the only difference in RoboCtrl 1. We'll move down and trigger an additional firewall that we otherwise wouldn't in order to save a few steps in our encounter rate, and keep it a bit lower so that we get our first encounter a bit later than we otherwise would. So trigger this firewall, and we'll move down towards the next prog as possible, or as normal, hide behind the cube, move around it at the end of the animation, which saves a little bit of time. And then we'll move on just as normal. And you can see that now we're actually getting encounter checks. We'll get the one encounter that we expect in this comp. It has about a 50% chance of running away. And then we'll move on towards this HP memory, which we want to pick up for running purposes as well as sneak run purposes later on. And then we'll move on to RoboCtrl 2. And you can see that we had no chance of getting a second encounter there due to how late we got the first encounter. So next up is RoboCtrl 2. The movement here is significantly different. We will be avoiding, we won't grab the first prog that we normally would during this trip, and instead we'll grab it before getting to Blast Man after jacking out and jacking back in. We'll be triggering a bunch of firewalls all over the place that we normally would trigger at different times, so that we are almost always moving during firewalls to keep our step counter low and our encounter rate low. So first we'll move up, we'll trigger this firewall, move left towards this next firewall, which we'll wait for. We'll start moving down, make sure we grab the reg up too. We'll keep moving towards this prog. Make sure to try and talk to him before the firewall triggers to save a little bit of time. And then we'll move towards the topmost prog. We'll trigger a firewall, and then we'll wait on a firewall trigger. Keep moving up towards the next firewall, which will trigger right about now. Now you want to be a little careful here. I'll save state just to show this. You want to be a little careful is you want to talk to the prog from as far away as possible to avoid getting one additional encounter test. This makes sure that you don't get an encounter check on your way to the third prog in the area before you jack out. So I'll show what happens if you talk to him from far enough away. This was not far enough away actually, and perhaps my movement through the rest of the comp was just not good enough. But you'll notice that I'll get one small 6% chance encounter before getting to the final prog. You can choose to do a folder edit here, or you can choose to do it later. It doesn't matter when you do it, as long as you do it before the Blast Man fight. So I'll quickly try and show what happens if you talk to him from far enough away. It looks like my movement through the rest of the comp was not good enough to do. Yeah. So unfortunately, you'll almost, it's a bit tricky, but with some proper movement, you'll be able to avoid getting any encounter checks during this trip. I'll do my full Reddit now. Jack back in. We'll grab the final prog with a little bit of some different movement, and we'll go fight Blast Man. So, rather than moving strictly right towards the prog, we're actually going to cut down right to cut out some horizontal movement on our way to the next firewall trigger. And then we'll cut upright towards the prog, which saves us a few steps due to the firewall. We'll then move straight left, cut up a little bit towards Blast Man, and you'll see that we'll get 3 encounter checks just on our way to Blast Man, and that should ideally be the only chance you get at an encounter. It's about a 50% chance that you get an encounter just before Blast Man. And then with that, you can move on and fight the boss as per normal. Thanks for watching. I hope that you learned something, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.